Hi everybody, it's Andrew Hutchings with you here today to talk about pre-workout supplements and your pre-workout routine. First, I'll start off by telling you what I do and what I did. When I was younger, I would drink a coffee before my workouts. To be precise, I would have 3 eggs about 2 hours before, 1 slice of toast with butter about 30 minutes before, some dark chocolate about 15 minutes before, oh, and I forgot the coffee, about an hour before. And nowadays, I don't use any pre-workouts, anything. Well, I do take creatine sometimes, but I don't take that specifically pre-workout. I just take about 2 grams twice a day when I'm taking it. But yeah, I just want to tell you that you don't need those really cool looking little containers of things. I know they look very tempting to get. Like, you think you're going to get some great results, and they have cool names. And some of them do work, but you gotta ask yourself, does it work good enough to justify $40 a month instead of just drinking coffee? And I think no. Another trick you can do that I did a few times but I never really got into doing it all the time is you can drink a little bit of glycerin. Glycerin draws lots of water into your muscles, gives you a really good pump. And actually, I had the idea years ago of putting it in workout supplements, but I was just a kid and didn't do it. Nowadays, I think they have glycerin bound to some other molecule so that it makes it a powder form in some of the workout supplements. But lesson of the day, all you need is a little bit of coffee, a slice of toast, and some butter on it. Part 2. Now we're getting into what your options are in those store-bought pre-workout supplements that you should not buy. Okay, some of them have creatine, like I covered. That's not really a pre-workout specifically. That stuff is good, it works. I went from curling, I think 110 for 8 or 9 reps to doing 11 or 12 reps in about 1 week with creatine. People come up with this bullshit about it taking I don't know how long to work, but they say like weeks or something. No, it works on your very first day. It gets into your bloodstream probably in about 20 minutes. They come up with this stuff for a lot of stuff. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get people criticizing me, but most drugs and chemicals get into your body pretty quick. They don't need to build up. Okay, then other workout products, they'll have beta-alanine in it. Then you got to ask yourself, why would I take beta-alanine for working out? I'm not an expert on beta-alanine, but there are some studies on it showing that it's good for endurance type exercises. I remember reading a study about boxers punching that allowed them to have more punch force after a long duration of punching. But who knows if that applies to doing your lifts after 6-8 reps. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Then you have the products that are going to throw in some sort of shitty stimulant. In the old days, you would have had Epidraine, but that got taken off the market. I mean, that's the most natural, probably the best stimulant supplement there was, but it's not on the market. And then I know a few years ago there was this DMAA stuff, pretty nasty stuff. I never took it myself, but pharmacologically it did not look good. Lots of vasoconstriction, high blood pressure, not very much desirable effects. The most common thing in these workout supplements is caffeine, but why should you pay top dollar to get something you can get for cents? I don't know if you can buy pure caffeine powder anymore, but even if you can't, you can buy caffeine pills, or even better, enjoy a coffee. I mean, why not? Hey, if you want, toss a little bit of creamer in there too if it's before your workout. Keep your blood sugar levels more stable. I mean, I wouldn't normally suggest creamer because it's unhealthy most of the time if it's this artificial junk. But before your workout, like I talked about with a slice of butter on my toast, you want to have something steady in your bloodstream. Other pre-workout products, as I mentioned, I think the glycerin. Yeah. And that stuff does work. It draws more water into your muscles. I'd consider it. Just look at the cost, or buy some pure. Um, it goes by a couple different names. Maybe type in glycerol on the internet. I can't remember if it's the same as glycerin, but I think so. Don't quote me on that. And then you're going to have your vasodilator products that are going to have something like L-arginine in it, or a precursor to nitric oxide, or nitric oxide itself. Those are going to work, but once again, you got to ask yourself, do they work good enough to justify the money? And personally, I don't think so. The very best pre-workout is stress. Wait until you're stressed out and you want to punch a wall, and then storm off to the gym. I know that that's what I always did. I would do homework until I just couldn't take it anymore. I'd snap and I would just head straight off to the gym. I would often have my toast right before to make, because I was typically not eating very much when studying. But yeah, you're ultimately, at the end of the day, you don't need any pre-workout. But if you're gonna have something, go with coffee or food. And load up on water. Now, if there's any pre-workout supplements you're interested in, shoot me a message. I'll look at the stuff that's in them, do some actual research into it, and tell you what I think. So I almost forgot to tell you guys the reason why I would eat dark chocolate before working out. You know how I mentioned those nitric oxide, L-arginine type things that dilate blood vessels? Dark chocolate does that too, and it gets your heart rate up, and it tastes good. Plus, it counteracts the vasoconstriction of the caffeine. And remember that dark chocolate, which has theobromine as the main chemical in it, and caffeine, which is in coffee and other things, they're both diuretics, so you want to drink extra water when you're taking them.